What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 53. Back again, man. Back again. Oh, man, back again. Man, the word of today. Well, no, I'm not going to say the word. I'm going to say the words. The words of today is unity and loyalty. Yeah, unity and loyalty, y'all. Man, those two words, man, that really mean a lot to me. Really mean a lot to me because that's what I was taught coming up in Cali. That's what, and it was really hammered into my head when I started doing time. I did a lot of time, man. I did a lot of time, and one of the things that I always predicated myself on is unity and loyalty. Of course, y'all know I was a Blue Note, and that was one of our main foundations: unity and loyalty. That loyalty, man, is a real big thing, man. You know what I'm saying? The unity is universal because it brings everyone together as one. But the loyalty is something that can be dealt with universally or one-on-one, personally. You know what I'm saying? Loyalty goes a long way in whatever endeavorment that you are participating in. A lot of people have a problem with loyalty, man. A lot of people have a problem with loyalty. Some people can say they loyal to this or they loyal to that, and it don't really be in them like that. You feel what I'm saying? Some even believe and then fool themselves into thinking that they are loyal to something. They done fooled themselves into thinking that they are loyal to something. In all actuality, when the rubber meet the road, when it's time to barbecue a meal do, when it's time to boo-boo or get off the pot, they realize all this time what they thought they was loyal to, they really wasn't. Because they switched up at the bang. When the fire got hot, bang, switched up. You know what I'm saying? That loyalty thing, listen, it get tricky and Mickey. Because a lot of times, man, you go through life thinking that a lot of people are loyal to you. That a lot of people are loyal to you, that they got your back, that y'all ride or die, that they down by law for whatever, whenever, wherever, against whoever. And you be going through life thinking that about people, man. And then when it get real, when life get real, you know, you be like, whoa. You done got your whole back cut out by some of the main people you felt was in your corner for all this time. You know what I'm saying? It get hard. It get hard, man. It get hard. During my time out here in the Alabama prison system, I learned early on that loyalty is something that didn't mean a lot to these cats out here. Unity, it was something that didn't mean a lot to these cats out here. Now, you're going to have a lot of people that's going, man, I'm loyal to, man, too, you tripping, man, I don't want to hear that mess. That might be what have happened in your life or whatever you had going on. But don't try to tell me spit about what I experienced in the Alabama prison system. Point blank. Don't even waste your time getting in the comments trying to tell me spit about how loyal you are to whatever or how much unity you and whatever group you may represent have. Cool, that's whoop-de-doo for your Subaru. But I'm speaking on my experience, what I seen and what I went through in the Alabama prison system, man. And from my experience, loyalty was not at the top of the list. on how a lot of these cats out here thought and did, acted, moved, swung on their everyday get down. A lot of times when I first started going to lockup, going to jail, when I say going to jail out here, y'all know that means going to the hole. I used to show you a lot of times where a certain police that was real cool with me, man. He was a Crip too, but he was officer. He would come to me all the time, and y'all heard me speak on this before in some of my other videos. Shoebox full of notes, full of kites that was dropped on me from the Crips, from the so-called Crips. Didn't want me on the main line. Why? Because of the line I was pushing. They wanted to continue to sit around and do all the weird stuff that they was doing, but still holler Crip. Doing creeped out stuff in the dark, behind closed doors, underhanded stuff, lying on stuff, just doing all type of weird mess that I wasn't gonna go for, that I wasn't gonna let happen around me because of how I was raised in the California prison system. See, I brought my values with me. I wasn't finna change them just because I was in a whole different place. You know, they got that saying, say, when in Rome, do as the Romans. Man, bump Rome. and the Romans too. You know what I'm saying? Now, I wasn't finna just throw all my principles and morals away just because I'm in a place where they could care less about principles and morals. I wasn't finna do it, you know. Now, did I have some tight partners that was down for the get out? Yeah, sure. Not everybody was bad. It's just the overall thought process wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I seen a lot of stuff that should not have happened. Seen a lot of stuff that should have happened and didn't happen. Dudes are money hungry to the extent whereas they loyalty can be bought. I used to see a lot where dudes' loyalty can be bought for some cookies and soups, man. A little bit of commissary. I've seen dudes over the 23 years that I did in the Alabama prison system sell their whole soul for a little dope. Something to eat, something to drink, the whole hookup. Man, by the time I was getting toward the end of my doing my time, I became so antisocial. I just shake my head and be like, hey, man, I adopted a motto that I read out the Bible. And part of the Bible, I can't remember exactly where it's at. It said, let the dead bury the dead. And that was the motto that I picked up. Let the dead bury the dead. And I was saying that to say that if a dude, now I'm speaking on just the Crips. If a dude wasn't cripping like me, well, I didn't have my standards up here. No, by the time I got close to going home, no. But I was like, okay, if a dude wasn't up to par, if he wasn't the type of Crip that I could rock with, I didn't fool with him. Nope, I didn't fool with him, period. You know what I'm saying? I would walk the RC dude, cuz, what's up, man? I. But as far as me willing to throw mines away for him or, ride the rapids with him, no, homie. You ain't right. No, I know y'all. My circle got real small. And I kept it that way. But now, the Alabama prison system was a lot different from the California prison system based upon they had so many different entities. Alabama system had so many different entities within their system. You know, Alabama, it was like the feds. You know, Cali, you know, it's 98% Cali. Crips and Bloods, that's it. You know? But in the Alabama system, like I said, man, you had Crips, you had Bloods, you had Disciples, you had Vice Lords, you had the different spin-off little organizations that they was running around being, you know, a part of. Like I say, the Muslims, the Moors, the 5%ers, you know, all type of different little groups, you know, different little groups. So now here it is, you got a whole prison system with all these little different groups. You got dudes running around, a part of this, a part of that, a part of that, a part of this, and blah, 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 blah. You feel what I'm saying? So, okay, fine. One of the things that I adopted early on was, and I started telling dudes this a lot. And when I say telling dudes this a lot, the little young Crips that I used to talk to when I was in there, I would explain to them, I said, man, listen, I know a lot of times you got partners outside of the gang. You know, you got a lot of partners outside of the gang. You got to know how to differentiate on how you deal with these cats versus how you deal with the gang. You know? And I would sit down and talk to him, and I would always explain to him. I said, me, after so many years seeing how the Alabama prison system worked, you know, I adopted a way of working with cats. I had a lot of dudes that I was real cool with that weren't Crips. You know what I'm saying? Might have been a part of something else, or might have just been an all-around non-affiliate. They might have been an all-around non-affiliate. And you build certain type relationships with people that are not a part of the same thing you are a part of. But what I would never do, one thing I would never do was put any type relationship coolness that I had with somebody that wasn't a Crip over the gang. No, that's what I wasn't going to do. And I would let dudes know, I'm like, okay, let me break it down to y'all so you can understand it a little bit more what I'm saying. If it was a dude that I was cool with, we might have got cool playing chess together all the time, or we might have was coolness over, store stuff that we did or whatever we did. We might have had a lot in common where we used to just kicking the talk or whatever and just was cool with each other and probably got cooler and cooler and cooler. I might have seen qualities in this cat that was admirable. Like, okay, man, this is a stand-up dude right here, man. This a real cool dude right here. I rock with him. We all right. But he ain't the gang. He's not a Crip. So it was only so far I was going to go with him. I'm explaining this to y'all because, all right, like I say, cool dude, I was cool with him. But now I would always let him know off the rip, or people know. Hey, homie, we could, man, you all right, homie, you cool. But I would let him know. I was like, look, just so you know, where you won't get it misconstrued or you won't build up something in your head that really shouldn't be there. I say, homie, I rock with you. We straight, we cool. But if you get into it with a Crip, all bets off. All bets off. They like, what you mean? I'm like, man, listen, if you ever get into it with my people, just because me and you are super duper cool, don't expect me to side with you over what I represent. That's not going to happen. That ain't going to happen, homie. So I'm go ahead and give you fair warning, forewarning now, before weeks, months, years, or whatever later down the line, we have to run into a situation and you've been and got into it with the gang, and because of me and your coolness, you think that I'm going to side with you against my people. That's not going to happen, homie. My loyalty don't rock like that. And the reason why I let these dudes, once I start seeing that me and the dude getting tight, getting cool, I go ahead and let him know that so that he can make a decision right then and there if he want to continue, you know what I'm saying, to be cool or whatever. You know, so, you know, I don't want him thinking that if it all go bad, and it was if it all go bad. Dang, Toon, man, you gonna go, man, look, I told you a year ago that if you get into it with my people, that don't look for me to ride with you. I do not turn on what I represent. Now, it's a lot of these other cats around here that do that old weird flugazy mess, but not me. No. So the best thing to do, if you see that you going down a path where you finna get into it with a crip about something, come holler at me. You know, let me try to straighten it out first, so we won't even have to get to the point to where sides get chose. You know. And I ran into that situation a couple of times, man. I'm gonna tell you about a good little partner of mine, man. A good little partner of mine, man. Out of Montgomery. He was from Montgomery. He was a non-affiliate. He wasn't a part of none. He just represent the city where he's from. He's from Montgomery, Alabama. And I met him years and years ago. We got real cool. We got real tight. Real tight. And this was the first incident that made me say, you know what? Let me start letting dudes know how I rock, how I get down, where I stand with this thing. Because me and him had never had that conversation. It just had never came up. He was just cool, you know, real cool. And he was real cool with a lot of the Crips. That's how I ended up meeting him. He wasn't no Crip, but he hung with the gang. Well, with certain people that was, you know, part of the gang. One day in the gym, we was in the gym, and we watching. It's a basketball tournament going down. He was real good at that basketball, real good with that basketball, man. And they you know y'all, you know how they do. They doing their thing on the basketball court. You know, a lot of times, you know, emotions ride high on that basketball court. Dudes get caught up in their feelings, and there you go. They want to fight. All right, so anyway, I'm on the sideline. Matter of fact, I'm next to the scoreboard. I was going to keep score on the next game that was coming up. But anyway, so my little partner and one of the little homies got into it on the court. They got into it on the court to the point to where they went to bumping. In the process of them bumping, the little dude out of Montgomery, a couple of his partners that was from where he was from ran on the court to get in it. Now, of course, no sirree, Baba. When they ran on the court, you know, you got entities all in here. You got dude, Crip, Blood, Disciple, Vice Lord, there's some of everything in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So when it go down, it go down. So, but now when his partners ran on the court, to either break it up or get in it, we never got to the point where we knew what they was running on the court for. When they ran on the court, wham, Crips ran on the court too. Me being one of them. So now it didn't really go all the way there. You know what I'm saying? A couple of blows was thrown, dudes break it up. Hey man, hold up, come on, man. Whoa, 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 whoa. Cooler heads prevailed. But at the end of the little altercation, my so-called little partner, he seen who I was riding with. And he took it to heart. Dang, man, dang, Big Toon, homie. Man, I thought we was cool, man. Man, you gonna go against me like that, man? I thought we was cool. And we lived in the same block. So, at the time, I wasn't fit to try to explain nothing to him right here. Too much movement going on. Don't know what is what. Boom. Later on, after the gym closed, everybody going back to their prospective living areas. We got back in the block. I go to him. I'm like, look, man. He was like, man, that's messed up too, man. I thought we was cool. I'm like, hey, look, homie, we cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we cool. I say, but now at the end, I still a Crip, homie. At the end of the day, I'm still a Crip. I'm not finna go against my own. You're not one. They are. That's where my loyalties lie. He like, but dang, we cool though. I say, homie, I don't know how y'all get out here in Alabama on that tip. I say, but homie, where I'm from, you ride with what you are. No ifs, ands, or buts. Little youngster couldn't understand it because they didn't come up under that type of structure out here. That wasn't their type of structure. You know what I'm saying? They just would go whatever way the wind blew them or whatever. So me and him stopped talking for a long time behind that. A long time. And I was like, dang, I really liked the little youngster. He was a cool little dude, man. And I seen how it had hurted him. So I say, okay, that after that incident right there, that's when I started telling dudes, if we was cool, I'd let them know, hey, homie, we cool, but you get into it with the Crips, all bets off, homie. All bets off. Paint the picture however you want to paint it, but I'm with my folks, straight up. So boom, that's how that kind of went. And as the years went by, dudes started, really recognizing that. Because, this was an incident that took place early on when I first started doing time in Alabama. That was an incident that took place. But as years started rolling by, 5, 10, 15, years went to rolling by, different incidents that I was getting into, different altercations, different problems, dudes start really realizing, hey, man, Tune ain't going against the gang. You know what I'm saying? He's not going against his people. He's not going against the Crips for nobody. And I wasn't. I was not. Even though as I started seeing that a lot of the so-called Crips went against me, it wasn't going to change who I was. All it did was make my circle smaller. You know what I'm saying? Smaller. And it really... You know what? I had to learn over a period of time. It really wasn't them, them doing stuff that was just, facetious or mean. They didn't know no better. It was how they raised out here. See, because okay, look, you got a lot of cats out here. They come from these different cities. Like they might come from Birmingham, Montgomery, Mobile, Huntsville. You know what I'm saying? Wherever they, wherever Tuscaloosa, Anniston, wherever they may come from. And they might have a project. In that project, now, you know what I'm saying? Not all of them, but a lot of them. In that project, you might have dudes in there that's, claiming Crip. You might have dudes in there that's claiming Blood. You might have dudes in there that's claiming Disciple. But they all from the same projects in whatever prospective city they from. So now here it is when they get to prison. Now at first they gonna segregate. They going over there with them, them. But now they got a thing in Alabama called homeboy. They come up with that homeboyism. Homeboyism is going to supersede any type gang stuff that's here. That's the mentality here in Alabama. That's my homeboy. You're gonna hear that all the time. Man, that's my homeboy. That's my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Even though one may be a Crip, one may be a Blood, that's my homeboy because they ran together on the streets and they from the same projects. They from the same neighborhood. They from the same area. L.A. not like that. You know what I'm saying? Crips and Bloods did, especially coming up in my era, they did not run together. I used to try to explain to these cats all the time. In L.A., whatever these projects are, everybody in them projects are that, or they got to get up out of there. Whatever this neighborhood right here is, everybody in this set is that, or they got to get up out of there. There's no 3-4 different things in one area. No, everything is the same thing. Everything is the same thing. If it's a Crip project, everything in there is Crip. If it's a blood project, everything in there is blood. Simple as that. It wasn't like that out here. No. So the concept that I was coming with was foreign to them, and the concept that they was working from was foreign to me. I never forget one time I was in this one prison, and the city of Birmingham was at war with the city of Montgomery. Now them two cities don't get along. Don't get along. They are the two biggest cities in the state of Alabama, and they didn't get along. It was some life-taking events that had happened, and it was kind of hey man, it was kind of going down. To the point to where one of the blocks I got back to the prison, and the block that I lived in was considered a Montgomery block. Everybody in there, I'm gonna say 85% of everybody in this block was from Montgomery. You had different people, spread it around. A lot of the dudes that was from Birmingham, if they went to that block, they would move. They were like, because they didn't want to live over there with them cats. Not like they were scared. They just didn't want to live over there with them because it was on. They wanted to, live with their people. And a situation that took place one day. And I had been staying in this block for some months, and I got real cool with all, everybody in the block. We was real cool, man. We was real cool. Like I said, the majority of people in the block was from Montgomery. But because I lived there, and we kicked it every day, all that, I was cool. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't participating in what they had going on. I'm from South Central LA. So, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have loyalties toward Montgomery or Birmingham like that. No, I didn't. I'm from South Central LA. But anyway, something that took place one time, and I don't really know what all that took place or how it happened. I kind of checked into it afterwards. But two dudes came in the block. They was coming to get at another dude in the block about something. But the dude that they came to get at, he wasn't from Birmingham or Montgomery. But now, when the dudes came in, the dude that was in there, even though he wasn't from Montgomery, he was kind of cool with the Montgomery cats. So when the two Birmingham cats came into the block, one of them was a Crip. He was coming with his homeboy to back his homeboy up that was from Birmingham like him on whatever the situation was. So boom, I'm in my cell. I don't really know what's going on or anything like that. But now I heard like, voices and stuff outside my door. So I come look out the window. I see the little homie that came in the block. He was a Crip. And a lot of the dudes in the block, the Montgomery dudes, they was posted up, second tier, first tier, all around. And them dudes played with them knives. They kept a lot of knives. They had a lot of knives, They played with them. So I'm peeping, I'm looking out the door. I open up my door and I'm kind of looking out. I'm peeping the scene on what's going down. What's finna happen right here. I don't know really what it's about, what's going on. All I knew is one of the little youngsters that came in was a Crip. So I run back, boom, boom, I get strapped down. I get the heat. I tuck it, bang. So I step out my door and I'm just standing in front of my door. Now, at the time, I don't know what's going through people's head, but now I'm strictly standing here because the little youngster right here is a Crip. Excuse me, y'all. But now he was from Birmingham. And so the Montgomery cats that was in the block, they didn't like that. at at any given time. It could have went. And I'm outside the door because I'm like, if it go, I'm not finna stand here and let this little young Crip get stabbed up, and I'm in the block too. Now we gonna all get stabbed together. We all gonna you gonna have to handle all of us together. Well, me and him together. So situation went. It didn't blow. Boom. The two little youngsters, they end up leaving. So soon as they left out the block, I didn't say to nobody. I spun around. Wow. I came back in my cell, No harm, no foul, as far as I was concerned. But now, the little leader of the Montgomery crew that was in the block at the time, some of his little people went to him. And they asked him, they like, man, Big Toon was posted up, man. He came out, he was posted up. Boy, he from L.A., ain't he? So the dude had to let him know, yeah. He like, but man, he ride with the Birmingham dudes that came in here. And the dude was smart, because me and him had talked, they little leader, you know what I'm saying? He knew how I got out, because we had been in several different prisons together. And he told him, he like, no, he wasn't coming out posted up because they was from Birmingham. He was coming out posting up because one of them was a Crip. And he gonna ride with his people. So they was telling they little leader, like, man, I thought he was cool with us. I thought he was down with us. And the dude had to tell him, yeah, he cool with us. But he's not gonna go against the Crips for us. He had to let them know that, man, go get that in your head. If it ever go down, we get into it with them, he's going to ride with his people. So they was like, like they couldn't understand it. Because the dude I'm talking about, he come to the cell later on, and we was talking about, I'm like, man, I don't know what, I let him know. I say, homie, I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was happening. I say, but yeah, the little youngster came in. Yeah, he was a Crip, homie. I'm riding with my people all day long. He like, I understand, man. I understand, which you got to understand it. Because if you don't understand it, I don't care. It is what it is, going to be what it's going to be. Or see, But, yeah. One thing I noticed, though, as time went on, when I started noticing that a lot of them cats didn't think that way. That type of loyalty wasn't in them, man. No. And it wasn't that they didn't have loyalty in them. It's just that they was taught different. It was taught different. That homeboy thing in Alabama, man, is real strong. Oh, that's my homeboy. That's my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just different. That's what they came up under. Whereas in L.A., we came up under a gang structure from the word go. So we know. But in Alabama, this thing they call the homeboyism is what they came up under. So that's what they knew. I used to knock them for it. Then as years went by, I started realizing they don't know no better. That's what they taught. So yeah, the loyalty thing is a lot different here. The unity thing is a lot different here. You know what I'm saying? I ran across some cats, man, that in here, though, they had it. They understood it. They understood the assignment. They understood the assignment, man. But the majority, they didn't understand the assignment that I understood. I'm not saying they didn't understand their assignment. They probably did. They just didn't understand my assignment, I couldn't really knock them for that. Different strokes, different folks, different places. You know what I'm saying? Different realities. But yeah, it was like that. Like I say, that loyalty, that word loyalty and unity, it get tricky and Mickey at times, man. It get like that. So anyway, I just had to put that little story out, man. I thought about it. I'm like, man, let me speak on this one, man. But anyway, at the end of the day, man, stay above ground, y'all. Stay above ground. By any means necessary, man. Me, your big partner, man. Cartoon 5-3. I'm out, man. Peace. Gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie. Ain't nobody gangsta boogie.